Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time you may watching this. I'm Woody Collins, and this is another episode of talking about the Congo. I'm with Congo Helping Hands, and we do humanitarian work in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And today's subject is a building in Kinshasa was put under a 14-day quarantine. And the reason why it was put under quarantine, there's a number of Indian residents that live in that building. There's a lot of Indians that live and work in Kinshasa. They have a number of businesses uh, that they run in Kinshasa and also throughout the Congo. So, and they do also do some work in different places. So what has happened is there was I guess, some uh, rumors. I did not say whether it was confirmed or not. However, the that some of the Indian residents of that building was sick with COVID-19. I don't know whether it was a new variant or what, but with all the stuff that's going on in India these days, I can imagine the Congolese being a little worry about what is going on or what's not going on. So they heard that there were some people sick. The police came and locked down the building, wouldn't let anybody in or wouldn't let anybody out of that building uh, for the next 14 days. And that's what they require you to do if you come into the country and you've been tested positive. So I don't know whether they tested somebody positive when they came into the country and somehow they slipped through the loop, or they got them tested at the when they came in. However, they did not get the results back until they left the airport. And when you sign in, you have to tell them where you're going. But nevertheless, that is the situation. Um, it's kind of seems kind of tough. However, I can understand the Congolese that they are very leery of expats coming into the country bringing deadly diseases. Even though you can pick up some deadly diseases while in Congo and leave, but they are very sensitive to that because that is primarily how the COVID-19 started in the Congo, started in Kinshasa by people returning back from Europe, and they brought it in and it spread. And as a matter of fact, during the early part of the pandemic last year, the whole downtown area of Gombe, which is the downtown district, was blocked off, locked down. People could not go into Gombe without a special pass. People could not come out of Gombe. So they had locked the whole central city down. So now this was just one building, so it's not as bad as it was last year when they locked down the whole uh, this business district. I know some people that work there in the Gombe, and I've been down there a lot. Usually, one of the anytime I'm in Kinshasa, I have to go downtown for either get tickets, go down to at Brussels before I leave. There's some reason I wind up going downtown into that business district. And so therefore that's where the embassy is located. A number of embassies of US, I mean, of countries are located there. So that is kind of centralized, and it's a good place where they know that's where all the expats live. It's a kind of high rent district because of that clientele, and so it's easier to lock down that. And I think they're doing that as a protective measure, not to allow the potential variants, uh, and like I say, especially light of what's going on in India now, as to get loose in Kinshasa, because they don't have the number of hospitals. And as we saw with India, they're running out of oxygen. It wouldn't take but a few patients for them to run out of oxygen in Kinshasa. So that's a good move. And so we will follow that to see how well, uh, what's the bottom line on it, whether it was actual case, whether the Congolese authorities, uh, out of abundance of concern and caution, they did this. So we will see whether it was anything to the truth of it. I'm sure that the World Health Organization and some of the other people will get involved with it and see, because it is of concern. And so that's how Congo do things. They lock down the situation. It's not like being in the States where you have a lot of civil uh, uh, civil liberties. Congo is kind of like almost, it's not a police state, but they take things into their own manner. And when they give the police a little bit of authority, they take a mile. So that's the situation. And like I say, we will see what else develops of it. But I uh, think it's a good idea, especially when I'm thinking about going to Kinshasa, and I'm gonna be going into the airport and going down through Gombe, and hopefully I won't have to go down there because someone will be picking up my ticket and everything, so I won't need to go there. But I'm gonna be in Kinshasa for maybe 2 days, and then I will leave and get out of there. So it's the hot spot. So thank you all. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the chat. But that was the news that I read. A big apartment building was locked down where the police would not let anybody in or out for the next 14 days due to some Indians there who were potentially had COVID-19, and so they are locking down the building, which is, as I said earlier, is different from locking down all of Gombe, which they did earlier last year during the pandemic. So thank you all, and we will talk to you later. But let's get this pandemic under control. Number one, let's wash our hands. Number two, socially distance ourselves. Number three is wear our masks, and if possible, please get the COVID-19 vaccine. And we will talk to you tomorrow with another episode of talking about the Congo. This has been Woody Collins with Congo Helping Hands. Thank you.